Hi there, Timothy Linsdale, video producer and a Christian, and putting on my science cap today on eyesight and specifically nearsightedness. Before we start, please like and comment on my video and subscribe to support my channel if you would. It's about nearsightedness and the increase in modern societies. A doctor of optometry, Steve Turpin, he says humans rely on their eyes to give them clues about their environment. A complex network of ocular and cerebral neurons work in concert to provide us with four basic pieces of information: where we are, where an object is, what an object is, and how to get it. Now, this is true today as it was thousands of years ago for any of us. However, the environment in which we operate today is radically different. The fact that you're reading these words on a computer or tablet, your smartphone, illustrates that fact. Now, as for ancient peoples, which might have been more hunter-gatherers, I think some have shown that agriculture started very early also. I think anytime somebody figures out they can grow their food predictably is easier than trying to find it. But anyway, the hunter-gatherer types, and I lived in that environment of hunting and fishing and for food. I know what that is. Now, their survival, and not necessarily mine, but it made life easier, was dependent on identifying resources and threats also, usually at a distance, such as a bear, and also in an outdoor setting. And some of that has to do with sunlight. Now, native populations around the world that most closely mimic what you could call our ancestors, such as a traditional diet and work, maintain a rate of nearsightedness of less than 5%. Now, however, the visual skills and ocular anatomical variations best suited for meeting the vision demands of the ancestral world are completely different from those that are faced today. So nearly every person in the modern world spends some amount of time interacting with written words or something close up, electronic device, books, computers. Often this takes place indoors under artificial lighting. Now, we've gone from species, if you will, which habitually views distant objects in a relatively uncrowded space, in natural light, the one that spends the majority reviewing things close in artificial light. So, not surprising, the rate of nearsightedness has skyrocketed in the last century and is projected to reach 50% worldwide by 2050. Now, the huge increase in such a short period of time suggests that genetics are not the primary driver of this phenomenon. Certain genetic makeups may predispose somebody for it, but it's not for sure. Myopia, nearsightedness, in other words, is not a destiny but an adaptation. So what kind of environment is predisposed for the huge increase in myopia across the globe? Now, according to them, the answer, not surprisingly, is multifactorial. Now, near work, lighting, diet, crowded visual spaces, sleep, wake cycles, likely all play a role influencing the development of nearsightedness. Now, while we don't know the exact biochemical cascades that cause myopia, these researchers, they do end with the result of eye elongation, that kind of egg-shaped shape. The longer the eye grows, the longer the actual length, the higher degree of myopia. Here you go. Now, today our goal as vision care providers, to quote this doctor, is to slow down, stop, or better yet, prevent excessive eye growth. That's his goal. Their primary target is with children because, unfortunately, it's too late for us. And I can remember becoming nearsighted probably in 6th grade when I first noticed it. Now, they say if myopia typically develops around 7 to 13, stabilizes at 25, but they say there's plenty we can do for children. And one of them, remove excess refined carbohydrates. Okay? Now, there is evidence that insulin may play a role in eye growth. A diet that maintains proper insulin sensitivity reduces the risk of myopia development, among many other health benefits. Now, take breaks from near work. I remember reading this years ago. You take a certain amount of time to look up at something in distance. Viewing a near target, a book or your phone, causes a significant increase in the actual length as a result of vascular changes within the eye. Now, these changes can persist up to 10 minutes after cessation of the task. So it's important for children to take breaks of at least 10 to 15 minutes every hour and view distant targets in an uncrowded open space. An outdoor environment to ensure the actual length returns to baseline. I think that's kind of fascinating. But like it's, every once in a while look up at something for a while. Get away from the screen and the phone. I know what that's like, constantly receiving and sending information. Things are up close constantly. Now, also it's something to do with being outside. They say spend at least an hour outside every day. Light from sun is significantly more intense than indoor lighting. Now, no matter how bright the lights inside may be, and the spectrum of light provided by the sun is also more complete. Now, both intensity and spectral properties have been shown to alter dopamine levels in the eye and reduce the rate of eye growth. Now, I have Parkinson's disease. That kind of caught my attention. Was that affect the brain in any way? This is talking about eyes, but that makes me wonder. Additionally, keep light exposure consistent with natural daylight hours. Too much light after the sun goes down can affect dopamine levels as well. That means staying up late, working close. You know, how many times have I been looking at the computer late at night, looking up new information? So there you are. Spend more time in the outdoors, enjoying the outdoors and the sunlight of the day. Think about that. And now, there are also optical and pharmaceutical interventions that can be provided. To quote the doctor, lifestyle modifications are not enough, but should remain second-line treatment. Putting children and ourselves in environments that mimic the visual space of our past, and that would be more hunter-gatherer type things. Providing food that mimic meals of our past, and using the sun as the guide to when light should be on or off is the first step halting the rapidly increased myopia epidemic. Take the time to get outside. Go for a walk in the park. You got time on the weekends, go up in the outdoors, mountains or desert or whatever you got, and get out there and enjoy it. Get outside, get away, put the phone down, turn it off, get away from it, get out there. I know I have the same issue. I love the outdoors, love camping, and just get so busy you forget all that, and you be healthier, get out and take a hike and all that kind of stuff. But of course I got to make a caveat here. I am not a professional medical health professional in any way. Just an average guy reading some interesting stuff about science. And it's just my opinion, other than just quoting the article. So, tell you what, put down that phone and that computer and take a deep breath and go outside in a wonderful day and make it a great day.